If you're anything like me, you probably got bored about a week into the summer break. I literally get bored every single year during the summer and I have no idea what to do. So I've compiled a list of different things to do during the summer if, like me, you can never think of anything productive to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna get like straight into it. Okay, first we have journaling. Journaling is like literally my favorite thing ever, and it actually does take quite a lot of time if you want your page laid out a certain way or you want certain things in your journal and you have to like keep collecting things for it. These are my journals. I wouldn't say I have a lot, but I have quite a few. I absolutely love my journals. I love decorating them. I love collecting things for them. Whenever I go out anywhere, I always collect stuff that I can put in the pages. I have these two smaller ones. This one's currently empty, and this one is one that I bought while I was in Spain, and it just has a bunch of the stuff that I collected while I was on my trip there. They literally had so many of these like cute little mini journals while I was in Spain. I do kind of regret not buying more of these mini journals. And then this book is less of a journal and more like a diary. This is where I actually write stuff that's like important, and I write about my day, just random stuff like that. This is the kind of book I wouldn't let anyone read. And then these two are my actual journals. You can literally see how much stuff I put in them. This is from 2024, so I just have random stuff like this. So this is when I went to London and I kept all my like tags from clothing. It doesn't necessarily look the greatest, but I just find it really therapeutic and I really like collecting all the stuff for it. It gives me something to do. And then this is my journal for this year. I'm only like halfway through it. So for example, this was from my birthday. So they're my journals. I definitely recommend journaling. It's such like an easy thing to do. You can just take any notebook. You can literally look up like journaling prompts and ideas on like Pinterest, anything like that. The next like perfect summer activity is a picnic. I think especially in the UK, the summer is literally the only time you can ever have a picnic because otherwise it's too windy or it's too cold or it rains. But in the summer, the weather's nice and there's always somewhere to go. I feel like with picnics, I always see these like huge, expensive, like big spreads of food and whatever. But I feel like you can just take like a lunchbox, like just take a packed lunch and go with like a friend or something. Okay, this one is kind of similar to journaling, but scrapbooking. The best example I could find of a scrapbook that I have is from literally years ago. So it has all my like embarrassing childhood photos in it. It's really fun to make because you can just stick a bunch of pictures in it. You can pretty much just do anything with it really. So what I did when I made this is I just kind of cut out the main part of the picture and then decorated the kind of outline. And I think it's really fun, and you also get to kind of go through all your old pictures. You get to decorate them. The majority of scrapbooks I make are for like friends. I make them as gifts and stuff. The next idea I have is colouring. I couldn't be bothered to get out my colouring books because they're like shoved under my bed right now, but I do have quite a few colouring books, and I also have quite a few colouring pens because I had a very big colouring phase when I was like 5 or 6. You don't necessarily have to buy a colouring book though either. You can like print something out, you can trace it. You can also do digital colouring, which I really enjoy. Personally, I think I prefer like physical colouring. I'm not quite sure why. This next one is possibly a bit more expensive, but it depends on how you choose to do it. One of my favourite things to do is pottery painting. There are kind of two ways you can do it. You can do it just at home, like buy some air dry clay. A few years ago, I made like so many air dry clay things and I just painted all of them. The second way of doing pottery painting is to actually go to a pottery painting place, but it is super expensive, so I don't go to them a lot. I think I've been to a professional pottery painting place maybe like 3 or 4 times, and most of that was for like people's birthdays. So I do acknowledge that it's like super expensive to actually go anywhere and get them professionally done. Kind of similar to pottery painting, I have rock painting. I don't know if this is just me, but I get so many rock painting kits for like Christmas and for my birthdays. I swear I get them from at least one person every year. There's actually no need for that. Sorry about the like slight angle change. I had to wait for the really loud music to stop. The next idea is jewelry making. I actually have some experience in this because I make so much jewelry for craft fairs. I have this box absolutely like crammed full of bracelets, and then I have another box in my wardrobe just full of like other stuff. I absolutely love making jewelry. It's like my favorite thing ever. I genuinely don't know why. There's just something so like therapeutic and like easy about making jewelry. I also like to make these like set ones too that like kind of match. I really love making jewelry. I also really love doing craft fairs, but I can never find any. I give a lot of jewelry to my friends. I wear a lot of the jewelry I make. Next is just going on a walk or going on a run, whichever you prefer. Personally, I just go on a walk. I feel like in most areas there will be at least one place that's like really nice and really scenic, and you can just go on a walk, whether you go alone or whether you go with someone. Although personally, if I go on a walk, I cannot do it without music. I always have to bring my headphones, or you know, go on a run if that's what you prefer. The next one kind of seems a bit strange, but I feel like it is a really good option. I would say like the most time consuming thing you could do is work out, especially if you've like never worked out before. I personally really enjoy workouts. I don't think that's a very popular opinion. I feel like they take up so much time because I always like pause in between workouts. Like I'll finish one set and then I won't do another set for like another 10 minutes after that. So I feel like it takes a while, and obviously there are like so many other benefits, like health benefits, mental health benefits. I feel like it's just a really good way to use your time, to be honest, and like I said, I think they're really fun, especially when you kind of get used to them. Some of my favorite people for workouts are Rosie Graham's and Chloe Ting, especially Rosie Graham's because you can kind of play whatever show or music you want in the background. I'll usually just put like a random YouTube video on in the background. Another really good option is baking. I'm gonna have to move my camera because the light is like reflecting weirdly now. Okay, hopefully that's a bit better. I absolutely love baking. I don't know what it is about it. I just love mixing everything together. I love getting all the ingredients ready. This one does kind of cost a bit more, but it's not like a huge amount of money. My house for some reason has so many baking ingredients in it. I really don't know why, but we'll always have like flour, sugar, butter just laying around. So it usually doesn't cost as much for me to bake something. The next option, which I don't actually have a lot of experience in, is board games. I feel like my family stopped playing board games like ages ago. We just don't have board games anymore, and I don't know why. I don't know where they all went. But when I actually occasionally do play board games, I love them. They're so fun. I don't know why we all collectively stopped playing board games. My personal favorite is like Ludo. That's like one of my favorites ever. However, playing board games does kind of require other people, so you either need family members or you need friends to play with you. I don't think there are many board games that are just like solo ones. Next option is to paint tote bags. I feel like way more people used to do this during like lockdown. It was like the tie-dye tote bags and just like painting them, drawing on them, and it was something that I always wanted to do. If you're like me and you're not super skilled in art, there are definitely simple like designs and drawings you can do on tote bags, or you could tie-dye it. I love tie-dye bags. Okay, the next one is swimming. Again, this one does require some money depending on where you live. I think most places have like a local pool or a pool nearby that you can walk to or drive to. If you're like super lucky, you might have like a river you can go and swim in. For me, every river around me is like polluted and has so much stuff in it. I would never dare step foot in it. Actually, I think I just have like past trauma from rivers because in like year 8, I think it was, I went into a river to do a river clean and I got like 30 bites up and down my leg. That was like the worst 2 weeks of my life. I literally thought I had like an infection. So I will not be going in a river for a very long time. The next one is making an altoids wallet. I love these so much. I keep seeing them all over Pinterest in like so many different styles, and they have so many different things in them. I just think they're amazing. You can carry them in like a bag, in a pocket. You could just make them and then like disassemble it and make another one. There are so many possibilities with these. Like I said, I've seen so many different like ways of doing it, so many different styles. The next one I actually haven't seen many people do, but I think that it looks really fun to do, is making a phone case or like designing a phone case. You can do this so many ways. You can like paint a phone case, you can print something out and then put it in the phone case, you can draw something and then put it in the phone case, you can put stickers on it. I have stickers on my phone case. I feel like phone cases are just such a customizable thing. I hate borrowing phone cases. The next one is going to pick any kind of fruit, so like strawberries, apples, blueberries, raspberries. Where I used to live, we had these like trees next to us that grew like different berries, and we used to go and pick them all the time. It was so fun. I loved it. I've also been strawberry picking like once or twice and I love it, and the strawberries taste so much better when they're like hand picked, probably because they don't have all the like preserves in them, but they taste so like fresh when you hand pick them. The cost of this one does depend on where you live, so if you have a place near you that just has trees that grow different berries, then you can do it for free basically. But if you have to go somewhere to go and pick fruits, then it costs a bit more. I actually don't know how much it costs because I haven't been for years. The next one is to read all the books that you have. If you're anything like me, you have about 20 books that need to be read. My bookshelves are full of books that I haven't read yet. My goal for this summer holiday is to finish the majority of my book list. I feel like there are so many books that I want to read that I'm just overwhelmed with like all the different options to pick. I feel like most people have at least 1 or 2 books that they haven't read yet that are in their house. The next one is painting CDs or records. I haven't seen anyone do this since like 2020. I was obsessed with these painted CDs. During lockdown, all I wanted to do was paint a tote bag and paint a CD. That was like my ultimate goal. To this day, I haven't painted like a CD or a record. I feel like I should. I think they're so cute. Like you can hang them around your room. You can just keep them, honestly. You can buy so many CDs and DVDs just like really cheaply. You can get bundles that are really cheap because like no one uses CDs and DVDs anymore. The next one is painting t-shirts. I see so many amazing designs on t-shirts on Pinterest. Every time I go on Pinterest, I always see like a new DIY shirt design and I want to do them every single time. I feel like there are so many different designs you can do, and again, the cost isn't too expensive. I feel like most people have an old t-shirt they never wear that they can just paint on, so again, the cost kind of varies. And last but not least, painting your nails. As you might have noticed, my nails are like half painted, but they've chipped off so much. I literally cannot keep nail polish on my nails for the life of me. It always comes off. I feel like most people have at least one color of nail polish just in their room or in their house somewhere. I feel like I've collected them over the years and I don't even know where some of them are from. My favorite color nail polish is like the dark red nail polish. That's like my go-to at the moment. I think that all the ideas I have. I really wanted to make this video. I know I'm kind of late because like I feel like so many different countries are going back to school already. Like, what do you mean in America they're going back to school in like a week? But where I live, we have like another 5 weeks. I felt like this was a good time to make it. Whether the YouTube algorithm will agree with me on that one, I don't know, so we'll have to see.